So I've been using this watch for the past 2 weeks right now. This is the Xiaomi Watch S1 Active. And I really like this watch in a few aspects. So in today's video, let me just show you what this watch has to offer. Inside the box, we only get the essentials. So we get the watch itself, obviously, with the strap pre-installed, and then we also have this charging puck that only snaps onto the watch in one direction. So as you can see here, this direction doesn't work, but this direction works. So I'm not sure if they're gonna upgrade to Qi wireless charging or not in the future, but we'll go much more in depth about this later. This watch's overall design is fairly simple and clean, which I personally prefer because this has a large 1.43-inch circular AMOLED display, and it makes this entire watch look a lot more elegant. I would personally prefer that the entire bezel of this screen here to be circular instead of having this kind of gear-shaped bezels. And also the text of these bezels here, like outdoor and active on these two sides here, they don't mean anything, and I just find them to be kind of distracting because they don't have any buttons here. But on the right side though, we have the button for home and sports that are labeled correctly on the bezel itself. So we have two buttons here. Pressing the top button obviously brings us back to home, and if we press home at home, we will get the entire list of apps available. And if we press sports, we will jump into the sports modes available. There are actually 117 fitness modes and 19 professional modes available for you to choose from, so you can have fun with this. And this watch also comes with the auto sports mode as well, so it will directly log your workout activity even if you forget to select what workout you're doing. There are many more features available on this watch too, like swiping up from the home screen to reveal the quick settings menu, and then we can hit into the full settings menu, and there are a lot more features that you can fine-tune here, like for example Bluetooth connectivity with your headphones or earphones, and also Wi-Fi connection. I have no idea why they exist here because we don't really require Wi-Fi to download a massive file over Wi-Fi to the watch directly, or any ability to play music from the watch itself because we cannot transfer music as well, so I don't see what's the point. But we also have speakers and microphones on this watch, so we can pick up calls and talk to the watch directly like James Bond if you want to, which is nice. And then the brightness control on this current firmware, as far as I know, is not really the best because as you can see here, it's kind of bright, but if I cover it a bit, you can see after a few seconds, it abruptly changes to a lower brightness. It doesn't have any gradual change, which is kind of distracting. And after that, we also have the ability to set up the pin, which I will talk about it later, but that's about it in terms of features available on the watch itself. But if we jump into the phone app, this new app's interface is fairly standard. So we have a dashboard of all of the health data collected from the Xiaomi Watch S1 Active. But what I really want to highlight here though is the sub-menu called Devices, and here we can see all of the settings available from the phone side for the watch. We have a few more features that are not found on the watch settings menu, like for example Xiaomi Pay, which is formerly known as Mi Pay. I tried setting it up, so as you can see here, it will tell me to set up my pin, which is the pin that I mentioned just now on the watch's settings menu. So I tried doing this previously and it doesn't work, so when I tried to discover why, it is actually because no banks in Malaysia support this feature yet. And then we have one more item here, which is the watch face menu. So as you can see here, Xiaomi claims that there are over 200 plus watch faces available for the Xiaomi Watch S1 Active. They are not exactly a lot, I would say. Most of them are just permutations of each other, and the only one that is customizable is this photos category here, where you can put your own pictures as the background instead. This Xiaomi Watch S1 Active doesn't support apps like Facer or Time Flick, formerly known as Mr. Time, because the Xiaomi Watch S1 Active is not a smartwatch like the Galaxy Watch 4 from Samsung or something like that. Xiaomi didn't even mention the word smartwatch on the product page of this Xiaomi Watch S1 Actives, so I'm not sure why other reviewers are calling this watch as a smartwatch, because it clearly isn't. However, there are still some apps that we can install on the Xiaomi Watch S1 Active, so as we scroll down here, we can see there's a menu here called apps. So yeah, unfortunately there's only 3 different apps available. So my tuner here for FM radio control over Wi-Fi, I don't know how to describe it, but it's technically a companion app for your phone. And then scientific calculator, kind of self-explanatory. And then NumPuzzle. That's all the apps you get. This watch doesn't support Google Play Store, so yeah, you cannot download any additional apps. But since it doesn't have all of those advanced smart features, the Xiaomi Watch S1 Active has an extremely long battery life. I wore this for nearly 2 weeks and I only charged it once. Remember, during those 2 weeks I was wearing this watch for nearly 24/7, including my sleep time, I was wearing this watch as well. But back to the charger once again, I'm really not liking this charger at all because it should have been Qi wireless charging. And that just means that if I want to go travel elsewhere, I will need to take this proprietary charger with me because nothing else can charge this watch. My other complaint about this watch is the super grippy watch strap. You see, it's very difficult to wear as it just grips on its own when I try to loop it around my wrist. It's just not a pleasant experience each time I want to wear it or take it out. So I do think that we can change the watch strap because it's using a fairly standard pin thing. However, from my measurements, it seems to be using a 22mm strap. I can't confirm this because Xiaomi's website didn't even state the width of this watch strap. So that's all about the Xiaomi Watch S1 Active. It's a fairly featureful smart band, but I really do want apps like Facer or TimeFlick to be supported on the Xiaomi Watch OS, if we can even call it that, and even download fancier watch faces on this kind of watch because as you can see, the animations are really smooth and I think it can handle some more advanced animation for the watch face. And finally, for the price of $649, I think that it's expensive for what it has to offer. So yeah, that's it. That's all we have to share with you about the Xiaomi Watch S1 Active, and we'll see you guys in the next video.